For those of you who might possibly show up to view this stream, I'll be monitoring the Twitch chat. My name's Rob, and Chris here will be actually doing our post bags.
Hello.
And going through the equipment that he has ordered.
That's right. So here we go. We're figuring this out on the fly.
Right.
Cool. All right. So let's see here. First thing is from Chan Smarts. Let's see what I got. All right. So looks like I got a thing of JST connectors.
Okay.
And these people seem to be smart enough to know that people might open this on a video and put their logo as gigantic as possible on their little box. So, what are these suckers? They are JST connectors. These are...
Well, tell the kind folks at home what you use JST connectors for.
Well, I mean, just to connect mainly power, I'd say, or different submodules of things. So let me go ahead and pull up some electronics here that have JSTs on them. This looks like a micro JST. Let's see if this connects up okay. Yep, that should connect just fine. Or it's actually a size larger than this. So this is a 500 milliamp hour battery that you might use for, remote control airplanes, etc. You'd do a similar thing with these. You would use these for power or other items. Here's the crimper connectors for that, which interestingly enough, I think I have a related option or related bag from the great people at what is this here? Yep, that's from Adafruit Industries. So those people deserve a shout out. GBAT, hey, you're cool and all, but Adafruit, they make some great stuff. Lady Ada.
Just for the record, folks, we're not sponsored or promoted by these people.
That's right. So
Chris may be doing a great job of promoting their products, but this has been purchased with his own money.
Yep. Well, I don't want to be a corporate shill, but I do want to kind of point out what's good sometimes, right? Depending upon what you see out there versus what's cheap. And I'm just going to point this out as one of those things where you do have to spend good money on it, because that is the PA09 crimping pliers, and I'll just put this next to it here, which is my cheapo from Banggood. And I'm not paid by anybody, so I could say it's cheapo Chinese crapola here. This is a terrible piece of toolage. I mean, the quality of the crimps this thing makes pretty terrible. So the interesting thing about this is it's supposed to be able to do it in one smooth motion, whereas this is all hand power. You have to use force to do it. And damn it, I gotta get used to doing this in front of the camera. It's kind of an awkward position to look at the camera and look at what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna avoid that completely and open this up. So,
well, I mean, I think I said to you before that that new good style of crimper that you have there is basically the one I remember my best friend having in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
It's just raw hand power to go and do the crimp. Nothing complex about the tool. It's just literally steel and a pair of handles.
Yeah.
And
really, part of it also is, if it's possible to see here, right? The difference in the tolerances and thresholds on those, right? You have 1.4, 1.6, 1.9 in there, and there's tiny little holes. And you compare it with this thing, and you can't really see it, but it does have numbers on there. Let's see if I can get... Yeah, you can kind of see there's numbers on there that kind of point out the size of it, but you could tell that they're gigantic holes, so you can't get a good quality wire crimp on there. So let's go ahead and crimp some stuff first, but we need some wire. So where are we going to get some wire? I think this one might be What is this? Oh, wow. Wire in an anti-stat bag, just in case, right? Yeah, really, really. Do they just have these things lying around? They're like, I don't know, it looks electronic. I'm gonna put it in a stat bag. So, all right.
Just in case you're exposing your package to vast quantities of electromagnetic radiation.
I know, right? Yeah. So, yeah, this is it. This is it. This is my YouTube channel. I'm opening up a box of wires. That is the excitement level. And, oh, hey, look, it even has a little dowel in there. Oh, okay, because you're not supposed to really take it out. Okay. So.
Yeah, okay, Professor Farnsworth.
Yeah, really. I got my various lengths of wire now. I am officially a nerd. So.
Got the multicolored.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you know, since I am talking about wire, I will say that this is actually better wire than other wires. Why? Well, this is actually a silicone-based wire on it. And I mean, you know, better is debatable. It's really about what you want, right? And I wanted a flexy kind of wire versus the more hard wire. I also wanted a wire that wouldn't burn when the soldering iron was near it. And so I went ahead and bought this, which cost like a tad bit more, like, you know, just a little bit more, nothing crazy. So, you know, and so you can see it's very floppy. It's not your standard kind of hard wire that you might use. This is stranded. It's not a solid core either. So,
okay.
So it doesn't have maybe as much current that can go through it, but no biggie there. So let me go ahead and pull out some tools.
Well, stranded is more flexible than, say, solid core.
Yeah, exactly. And that was kind of part of the idea. So let's pull out some additional things here. Go ahead. Pull out the snips. So this is actually 28 gauge. Does it even tell me? Doesn't even tell me. But I can tell you that I bought 28 gauge, which I don't know why I pull out these crimpers, so I'll just use my teeth.
Okay.
Go ahead and let's just do a quick crimp with this and see what happens, see what we get out of it.
Yeah, sure. Get crimping, man.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell people what you're doing when you're preparing the crimp here?
All right, so you pretty much want as small, about, you know, I'd say, what is that, 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters worth of end of your wire there. And so with that, you can put your crimp end, okay? So this bit right here, that sucker right there. How can I do this with getting a quality shot? It needs to go in like so. And then you can go ahead and crimp it inside there. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Folks, forgive Chris. He's still. This is his first stream. The action being just off camera is just classic YouTubing.
Yes. Yes.
So.
All right. And trying to get that in there is a kind of a pain, but so let's see how many times it takes me to do this. This is going to be hilarious now.
Well, plus commenting on top. So.
Yeah. I know, right? All right. So, like so, and oh, that's my problem. Is I'm using the wrong bit. There we go. Okay, so yeah. All right. That's my problem right there. So, and this thing just does not want to come off. All right. There we go. Cool. All right, so this thing right here needs to go into the little crimper like so. And I'm pretty sure it needs to go in like that.
Right.
So let's just see what happens if I push these in a little bit. And put it in a large one. And well, I think we needed the microscope for this one here.
Oh, hey, I think we're getting there. Yes, we are actually getting close-up video of the crimp.
All right. Can I get that in there? I don't know.
I don't know. Can you fit it in next to the microscopic hair that's on the work surface?
So there is a proper crimp. Cool.
All right. Yes, crimped.
That is exactly what I want to see when it comes to quality crimp. All right. So an interesting thing that I learned recently too about crimps in general is you'd think that because it's a physical based force that it's less cool or less good than a soldering connection, but actually what happens is if you crimp and put solder on the and inside the inside here, the solder creeps up into the wire, and the weak point of the wire is actually inside the plastic there. So instead of it being at the ending of the crimp where you want it to be, it's actually, there's a weak point in here and it will break inside there instead. So not the greatest. So let's go ahead here and do a proper crimp. We'll actually do this here like so. Okay, get that in there. And then I'll put my wire in. Damn it. And that looks like it's in pretty good. Do a proper crimp in and put the pressure on there. And did I do it?
Well, let's find out.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay. So, wow.
Well, you managed to grab the insulation real good.
I know, right? Dude. It's pretty epically on there, so it's not going anywhere. Now, as you can see, though, that the actual wire is still kind of sticking out, kind of wacky. And that's because I haven't done the secondary crimp. The differences between the two crimping tools is this one tries to do it all at once, right? Whereas the Japanese PA09 actually requires two separate crimps at this, with the item. So go ahead and find that second point right underneath that first point, basically. Squeeze that in.
Well, now that looks a lot less 70s porn star, so that's good.
Yeah. I got my double crimp going on there. So I think overall it's not a bad job. I think the fact that the wires kind of extend into the boxy area at the end is probably a sign that this is too long of a piece of wire on the end when I did the crimp. But it should generally work okay when it comes to the putting it inside the JST connector. So the next step being to, do this X number of times more for your JST connectors and putting them in there. So here's a 2-pin, and if I go ahead and grab that 2-pin and put it in the right direction, I now have a working connector that I can use for my next project.
Yep.
At least that's the hope. So.
That's one wire and a half a connector.
Yeah.
So now we spend our 20 minutes doing the other wire.
Yeah. And it's in there pretty good too. I mean, it's not coming out. So. Cool. All right. So that was. Let's just say here. Go ahead and show off our Postbag items, I guess.
Right. I think that's a nice little concise topic we've had there. So, yeah, I hope you all folks enjoyed watching. The couple people who showed up and randomly and left in chat.
Yes, thank you, random peoples.
And thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day, folks.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.
Goodbye.